Hi everyone. Today I would like to discuss reading material. There are so many great books that you can read. I know a lot of us are stuck at home, nothing to do, concentrate on our pain, and we don't want to do that. So I have a huge selection of books that I would like to recommend, and some of them are written by scleroderma patients, some by doctors, and others are just great information. So I want to start with a book that my brother gave me. He's a doctor, and he said this is the book that he was reading. It's heavy. When he became a doctor. This is Scleroderma, from Pathogenesis to Comprehensive Management. Extremely technical, all kinds of doctor language, difficult to understand, but it has great information, and you probably can't get it unless you can get it from a doctor. But fortunately, I have a doctor in my family, and he was able to get me this book. So it's great for research. This one is, let me see what year. I know it's not new because I've had it quite a while. Okay, this is from 2012. And Dr. John Barga, who is with the Scleroderma Foundation, as well as Dr. Wigley. I believe he is at the John Hopkins Scleroderma Center. So he's also very well known scleroderma doctor. So this is one book that is strictly for research, just research, and probably really hard to get, but I've been fortunate. Okay, this is the book I talk about all the time because I believe it's the best book that I've read. Now, there are probably new ones. This is a second edition of Dr. Mays's book, and I'm not sure there's a year on this one either, but it doesn't matter because this book is the book I recommend to everyone. You can get them on eBay, really, really inexpensive. I even was able to get one at a used bookstore, but Amazon has them, and so either one of those places you could definitely get it. Very highly recommended, especially for newly diagnosed people and their families. It has a lot of helpful information on how to deal with certain aspects of the disease and how your family could help. So that one. Now this, when I was first diagnosed, and actually probably for the last 20 years, I've been very interested in health and wellness and how your body was made to heal itself. Because if you go to a naturopath or a fundamental doctor, they will tell you your body was created to heal itself. Now, it's hard when you have an autoimmune disease, but this is a great book. The Secret Language of Your Body. It's a guide to health and wellness. It guides you through all different aspects and all different organs, tells you the best way to eat for certain situations, certain diseases, how to heal your mental, emotional issues, has exercises in it. It's really a great book. And if you want to take a picture of it or write down the name, I recommend this one as well. This book goes back a few years, but it's awesome. And it's called The Autoimmune Secrets Cookbook. It's all about autoimmune diseases. I got it when it first came out. I'm guessing it's probably maybe 6 or 7 years old. So this is it. 2017. Oh, it's only 4 years old. So this is from 2017. It was written by a man who happens to live in San Diego. And his name is Jonathan Otto, O-T-T-O. You can look him up on Google. And he has an incredible amount of literature on autoimmune diseases. I have all his videos that go along with this book, and it's quite eye-opening. So there's that book. Now these books are all written by people with autoimmune disease, and some specifically scleroderma. This is old. This is called The Beacon, and it's written by a woman named Mary Coyle, who is no longer with us, but she was the president of the Scleroderma Association of New England starting in 1978. I don't remember when she passed, but it was in the last, I'm thinking 8 or 9 years. But anyway, this book, also you might be able to find it on eBay. I don't know if they carry it in any bookstores because it's so old. But it has stories written by people with scleroderma, which is great because it's all personal stories. There are chapters where doctors answer questions. It's a super duper book, really good. So it's called The Best of the Beacon. The Beacon was I believe it was a monthly piece of literature that came out, and they put all the best ones inside this book. So it's great. It's just a great book. And it's put out by the Scleroderma Foundation. So you may be able to get it through them, but I'm not sure. I did not investigate that. This is a great book, and it's because it's funny. Okay, this book is called If You Have to Wear an Ugly Dress, Learn to Accessorize. And basically, that ugly dress could be your disease, could be your hospital gown, could be your pajamas, could be whatever you want it to be. It's basically about lupus and scleroderma both. It's written by Linda McNamara and Karen Kemper, and basically they take you through their challenges with the disease and basically how to deal with it with dignity and grace, which is how they put it. And again, you can take a picture of it or just remember it, whatever. Another great book to read because it makes you smile. Another funny book. Funny in a way that it's so true. Okay, this is written by Lisa Helfand, and she is part of our group, and it's called Does This Hospital Gown Come with Sequins? It's really, really, it's funny, it's sad, it's heartwarming. What she says is, and other questions I asked during my 218-day hospital stay. Can you imagine being in the hospital 218 days? Well, Lisa was, and she has come through triumphantly, and you should friend her on Facebook or Instagram because she's a great gal. Hey Lisa, I hope you get to see this, and I'm pushing her book. Okay, this man does not have scleroderma, but he has an incredible attitude. He has chosen to be hopeful and joyful despite of his limitations. His name is Tim Hansel. He has written several books, and I just really enjoyed this book, and it's a small book, doesn't take very long to read, but the title is You Gotta Keep Dancing, No Matter What Comes Your Way. In the midst of life's hurts, you can choose joy. Very inspirational book, and I recommend it. Okay, then we have another book, also fairly old, probably from the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, I should have done this before the video, but sometimes I just do things on the spur of the moment, because if I don't think about it and do it right away, I'll forget. So, that's me. Oh, 2013, it's not that old. I thought I've had this forever. Anyway, it happens to be 2013. And basically, the author, who is Cara Marie, tells the story of her mom's ordeal with scleroderma, how it affected her as her daughter, and how the Lord just intervened, and even though she did lose her mom, she has a beautiful story to tell. So this is called The Butterfly Song, and I recommend it as well. Lots of books. This is our newest scleroderma book that I'm aware of anyway. I mean, it just came out like a few weeks ago, so I'm sure it is. And it's written again by one of our members of our group. Her name is Claudia Sultan, and it's called A Life with Uncertainty, My Story of Living with Scleroderma. I have not read the whole book yet, but I have to tell you, I already know how inspiring it will be for you. It's emotional, it's heart-tugging, but it's real. She knows what we're going through. She's going through it with us right now. Another book I recommend because it's the most updated book. But again, it's her personal experience. And you may not relate to everything that she's going through, but you will relate to most of it. I always say I'm going to write a book. I'm not that clever. Okay. Now this is a great book because it's about a scleroderma patient who went through a stem cell transplant. So she basically goes through the whole transition into getting her stem cells and afterwards. Definitely something that will inspire and encourage you. So I recommend Chasing the Cure by Doris Razo. Is it Razo? Razo, R-A-Z-O. Another book that I'm sure you can get on Amazon or eBay or any place that sells books. Another great book. Okay, the last thing I wanted to show you. Oh, another book that I have used. If you want to go in this direction. The Natural Healing Encyclopedia. This is by Dr. Mark Stengler, who is all over Facebook. You can follow him on Facebook. He has great videos, great advice. And this is fairly new. I got it not that long ago, 2015. Also, great book for questions on natural healing, what you should eat, exercises, all kinds of things like that. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to show you is not a book, but it's a video. And it's called Assisted Yoga for Scleroderma. Now, I know a lot of you think that you can't exercise, but that's not true. You can exercise in bed. You can exercise sitting in a chair. You don't have to get on the floor to exercise, because I can't. But you can exercise from wherever you are. Hospital bed, home sitting in your recliner. You can do exercises, even if it's the smallest exercise. Just pulling on your fingers, just massaging your fingers. Just, if you can't raise your arms up, you will, if you continue to do range of motion, you will be able to do it. I was stuck in this position like everyone else early on. My elbows sticking out, couldn't raise my arms, couldn't lower my arms. They were constantly at my sides with my elbows out. But now I can reach totally above my head, behind my back, behind my neck, because of stretching exercises. Now, I hope to one day do a demonstration of range of motion exercises. I have to find a place to do it, because there's different equipment that's really easy to get. Some you can even make yourself. But I highly recommend seeking out an occupational therapist and a physical therapist. They're not the same. An occupational therapist will help you with your day-to-day actions. In other words, she or he will work on your hands, on your range of motion, on your ability to use your fingers, lift up things. Occupational therapy is a lifesaver. It's a hand saver. Absolutely is a hand saver. My hands were like this for a very long time. I have had a lot of surgeries, but now this hand is still always going to be like this. There's nothing I can do. These joints have all been fused. This hand, I've only had fusing in one finger. And this finger is the finger I wear in a brace. So that hopefully one day, even though they're curved, they're not bent. So I can deal with curved. I can still do what I need to do. Can't make a fist. I'm right-handed. Unfortunately, my left hand is way better than my right hand. But I learned to use my left hand because my right hand's been in a cast so many times that I became ambidextrous. So I can do everything with my left hand except write my name. And that's okay, because I went to Staples and I got a stamp with my signature on it. And I can stamp things if I'm in one of those flares where I can't write. So, another tip. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'm so glad everyone's participating and answering the questions that I put up. I'm also so grateful that you're enjoying my page. It's gone way above and beyond my expectations. I never thought in such a short period of time, 6 weeks or so, I have over 350 members on this group. I'm not a number counter, but I am so grateful. And obviously, because I really thought there was a need for something like this, that I'm doing the right thing. This is a confirmation, having all of you people being involved, asking questions, sharing your stories. Please don't be afraid to share anything, even if it's personal, because I did make the page personal. I didn't want outsiders knowing everybody's business. This is personal for us who suffer with scleroderma. Even though we may suffer with different types of scleroderma, we're all dealing with the same disease, and we have very similar problems and issues, and we might have solutions that some of us have never thought of or heard of, or your doctor may have prescribed you a medication that somebody has never heard of. I've already seen several that I've never heard of that I will ask my rheumatologist about. So I think this forum has been excellent. I would like to do a live Facebook video, sort of like a group Zoom. And even though there's hundreds of us here, I know everybody won't be able to join at the same time, but I hope that we could see each other's faces and put a name with a face and just share our experiences, our hopes, our dreams, our disappointments, our failures, whatever. We need to be thankful that every day we wake up and we can take a breath, however difficult that is. We open our eyes in the morning and we're thankful that we're alive. I was told I wouldn't be alive this long, so I celebrate my birthday in a couple weeks. I'll be 71, and I never thought I'd be here. They told me I wouldn't be 50, so hallelujah, here I am. Anyway, enjoy your weekend. God bless you, and let's talk. Bye-bye.